I didn't flinch when my father slid the folder across the table, thick, stapled, itemized like a corporate audit. $80,000, he announced, as if reading a weather report. Parenting services, food, clothing, housing, education. You're an adult now, time to pay us back. My mother nodded, smug, already convinced the verdict was sealed. My brother leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, waiting for his usual exemption. I didn't speak. I simply looked at them, the people who raised me, who taught me the cost of breathing under their roof, who turned affection into invoice formats long before today. The clock behind them ticked loudly, sharp, precise, almost mocking. They thought I would panic. They thought I would plead. They thought they could corner me like they always did. They had no idea I'd been preparing for this exact moment since the day I left. Once, I believed love lived here. I truly did. Back when I was the quiet child they could control, the one who earned scholarships, who kept the house afloat with my achievements. My success was their currency. If I shined, they collected the glow and spent it on my brother's failures. Family sacrifices together, they used to say. Translation, you sacrifice, he benefits. My brother dropped out twice. They billed me for his tuition. He wrecked a car. I paid the insurance premium. He refused therapy. They sent me the invoices. I thought it was normal. I thought children owed their parents for existing, that debt could be inherited like blood, until distance made clarity. I built a life they didn't expect, quiet, steady, legally armored. I learned boundaries, lawyers, and the price of silence. So when their text came, family meeting, mandatory, I already knew the war had been drafted. Their mistake wasn't the demand, it was the paperwork. They itemized every meal I ever ate, every toy ever purchased, every emotional labor hour my mother claimed she spent tolerating me. They even added my brother's unrealized potential as a debt line carrying interest. That one almost made me laugh. I closed the folder slowly, deliberately, like a judge concluding proceedings. My father smirked. We expect the full amount by the end of the month. I could smell the victory in his voice. Entitlement, aged like whiskey. I leaned back, calm. I already paid, I said. My mother blanked. What? I pulled out my own folder, sleek, black, legally stamped. Consider this a reverse invoice for labor, emotional damage, and the illegal financial transfers you've made using my name. My father's face drained. He remembered. Of course he did. The college loan he secretly shifted into my identity. The credit card he opened in my name for emergencies that always belonged to my brother. The tax returns he filed under my SSN when I was 19. He thought I never found out. I found everything. The next part was the most satisfying. I've filed, I said. No emotion, no tremor. Financial exploitation, fraud, coercion. You'll receive the notice from the court this week. My brother sat forward. Hey, this is family business. No, I corrected. This is theft. The silence was almost cinematic. My parents frozen, the room shrinking around their entitlement, the air turning to concrete. They tried to recover. You wouldn't dare, my mother hissed. I already did. I could see it hit her, first disbelief, then panic, then the final stage, recognition. I wasn't the obedient child anymore, not the provider, not the insurance policy. I was the consequence. Court day arrived exactly 1 month later. They walked in without their glow. No demands, no arrogance, just gray faces trying to look respectable under fluorescent judgment lights. The judge reviewed the documents. He didn't need long. His voice was steady, final. This wasn't parenting. It was financial abuse. My mother tried to cry. My father tried to argue. My brother stayed silent, for once realizing his shield had been made of me all along, and it had shattered. The ruling, they owed me repayment, restitution, and damages. They were barred from using my information again. My father's fraudulent accounts were to be closed, audited, and flagged. Their smiles didn't just fade, they collapsed. I walked out without looking back, my footsteps echoing down polished courthouse floors. I expected relief. Instead, I felt something cleaner, detachment. When people say blood is thicker than water, they forget to mention it stains deeper too. But I learned, love isn't debt, family isn't ownership, and freedom isn't given, it's executed. I didn't destroy them, I simply refused to fund them anymore. In their minds, I betrayed them. In mine, I finally balanced the ledger. The child they billed became the adult who billed back. Justice wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. It just needed my signature.